Hey, how you guys doing, guys and gals? Today I'm going to share some of the drills and stuff I do. I'm pretty tired and just came back from vacation. Some of you might have saw my archery practice while traveling videos. I'm pretty exhausted. Drove all night last night to get home and then went to work. So I don't really want to be shooting my bow. So it's probably a pretty good rule to not shoot your bow when you're not feeling good. Um, I made that mistake once, and um, yeah, so I was exhausted. I pulled it back, no arrow in it, and well, you know what happens then. So you don't want to do that. Plus, it's dangerous, obvious for obvious reasons. So I take advantage of those times to do other things, like study some videos, read, watch other people's stuff. But I do a lot of drills. So today I'm going to share with you a few things. Up here it says perfect practice makes perfect. So the reason I say that is because, like when you're practicing with your bow and you're shooting with your bow, and you're not feeling good, and your mechanics are breaking down and stuff, that's not good practice, right? So you want to do things that you can do and execute effectively and efficiently, so you get better. Just doing reps and shooting arrows just to do it isn't going to make you better. I learned that too. So times like this when I'm tired, exhausted, or just when I somewhere where I can't shoot my bow, like in a hotel room. So there's plenty of other things I can do, always, every single day. That's why every day, no matter what, I'm doing something. So whether it's drills, studying, whatever it is. So today I'm going to go over some of the drills that I do. Now drills to me is different than practice. Like drills is going through mechanics, just doing reps over and over and over, right? Practicing is shooting my bow. I do a lot of drills, just drills. It's mostly with a release trainer or just up close on the target, like 7 yards away, not even, just really up close, and just focusing on my release and not even aiming. So drills, practice, study. Study is, study, anybody's content information to try to get better. I personally study my own stuff, so I record most of my sessions, even the drills, so that I can look at it and see what I'm doing, because I don't know what I look like unless I'm recording it or if somebody's with me coaching me. And the best way to coach yourself, and it's very effective, is to get a foundation, get your basics, things you got to work on and look for, and then do some reps and record it. Study it, watch it. You can see your breakdowns. You can see where you're going wrong in many cases. Invest in a little tripod. This thing is $12.99 on Amazon. I bought a couple of them so I can leave one in my car for the range, and leave one in here. $12.99. I mean, you can't beat it really. It's full size. So I record everything, study it. I'm studying my drills, I'm studying my shots, see what I need to work on, see what I need to correct. Just like anything, if you're not paying attention to certain mechanics, the repetitions, it can break down, and you don't really know. Your arrows are freaking going all over the place, but you don't really know why, unless you can see yourself. And it's usually not the bow or the sights. So, and then adjust. Look, study your videos and make some adjustments and repeat. That's it, right? So today I'm going to go through these things here, these 6 foundational things. These are kind of like a beginner steps to get your mechanics right. And I'm not an expert by any means. I learned most of this from Knock On Archery, John Dudley. Huge shout out to him. I mean, I started watching his stuff and practicing, and I get nothing for this, by the way. It really took my archery skills to the next level, like that, really. So today, and you can expand on these 6 things. I actually have a list of 12 things, but this is a best place to start with 6 things you can walk through. You can memorize them. You can walk through them in your head as you're doing them. So I noticed when I don't walk through them in my head, you know, after a while I start breaking down, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Why are my shots off? And then I go back and reset, take a break, reset. Then I start talking myself through it in my head or even out loud if nobody's around, and just walk myself through the steps. And just like that, usually I'm right back on track. So today I'm just gonna cover this real quick. Might cover a couple other things. I don't want to go on too long, but stance, making sure you got your stance is proper. This is probably, I'll try to squeeze in a picture or a video in the middle of this, what the stance should look like. You know, essentially, you want your feet under your shoulders, weights on your heels, right? And my feet are kind of like this a little bit, and your right foot should be slightly in front of your left. Your left toe should line up with the ball of your right foot. And then of course you want to make sure you're facing the target properly. So by doing that, you know, best way to do that is to stand sideways, look at your target. This right here, straight out, right? So you should be right on point with your target. Grips, I mean, all these things are super important, and you know, if any of them break down, then you know your shots are all over the place. Typically, once I got all this dialed in, I was super accurate, just like very consistent. So grip, I don't know if I get too much into the grip, but essentially, I don't want to pull my bow out, but I'll use this release trainer. So essentially, for your grip, you want to make sure that they call this a lifeline right here. You want to make sure that your lifeline is to the one side of your grip, and you're pushing here, right? So you're pushing forward here. You're not actually gripping. If you watch any of my videos, you'll see me. I'm typically looking something like this, with my fingers like just straight out in front. And occasionally I'll put these 2 fingers on the front here, but I don't even like doing that usually and making contact, because I'm afraid that I'll actually unconsciously just squeeze it and adjust it. So if you're not doing that and you're squeezing it, if you grip it hard, you can even see here that just a little bit of a grip will turn this. See that? It does the same thing to the bow. So when you're shifting your bow by squeezing the grip, obviously your shot's going to be off, right? So pushing here, pushing out. I'll go into a little bit more when I start doing this, but as far as like where you're pushing on your grip. Shoulder mechanics is huge. You know, I've seen a lot of videos where people talk about squeezing their shoulder blades in the back, but to me, when I squeeze my shoulder blades in the back, it kind of pulls my shoulder back. So I don't know, again, I'm not an expert, but I don't know if that's necessarily good. It hasn't been for me. So I just focus on keeping my shoulder up and out. So when you get tired, your shoulder breaks down like this. Shouldn't be that. It should be up and out like this. And then when it starts getting down here, you start getting tired. Shots are all over the place. So your shoulder, anchor, and these are in strategic order for a reason. Once you know your shoulder's in place where it needs to be, up and out, right? And if your grip's right, your elbow's automatically going to be a little soft naturally, so you're good to go there. Let's see, anchor. So once you get your grip, once you get your shoulder in place in your grip, and then you set your anchor, right? Set your anchor. Your shoulder's good, grip's good, everything feels good. Go ahead and set your anchor point. And after you set your anchor point, only after the anchor, then you go and acquire peep. Okay, and try to bring your string to your nose. If your bow's set up properly, it should be pretty damn close. You shouldn't have to go more than like an inch, but to get your nose on the tip of that string. That's hard to do with a release trainer. I can show you with the bow, but and then once you acquire your peep, then from there it's just getting your target, right? Staring through your pin at your target. Actually, I don't have a pin here, but I just use the top little button thing here on this and pretend like that's my pin, and acquire my target. And then once everything's good, I have a tension release here, so I will let off the safety and push a little, pull a little until I get that surprise release. So this is amazing. I mean, it's amazing regardless, but if you're trying to use a tension trainer or tension release, or you're trying to learn how to use it, I got the silverback from Knock On, and it took me a while to get used to it, but I drilled the shit out of it practicing with this thing. And then after I drilled for probably a week with this, then I started shooting up close, not aiming. And then I went from that all the way back to 18. I got 18 yards in my basement, so back to 18. And then eventually to the range with it. So it took me about a month to get used to it, but once I got used to it, it was a game changer. I think anybody who uses a tension release will probably tell you the same thing. If they stuck it out and, you know, follow through with using it. So it can be a little frustrating when you're just learning how to use it. So those are the 6 things. And again, I walk myself through them, right? So stance, right? I go to my stance, make sure my stance is right. I do this at the range. I do this everywhere, whenever I'm practicing. Stance feels good. I even do maybe a little bounce. Maybe, not really. So your stance, you acquire your grip, right? And I always acquire my grip with my bow when my bow's down. I'll actually grab it and I'll show you. Your grip's next, right? And then shoulder, so raise up and out, making sure your shoulder's nice and extended, straight up. It's not collapsed, it's right where it's supposed to be, right? And then once your shoulder feels good, you acquire your anchor, put your anchor in place. Once your anchor's where it needs to be, then you acquire your peep. And then you're gonna push a little. I'm gonna take my safety off here, push a little, pull a little. Boom, just like that. And then, again, I'll watch the video just to see what it looks like, just to make sure I'm on point. And I've compared my videos, my old videos, with videos from recent, after I started doing like consistent drills. So probably about a month into doing a lot of drills every day. Typically every day I practice, I shoot every day, and I drill every day. And sometimes more than that, but at least that every day. Today I'm not going to shoot probably because I'm tired, but lost my train of thought. Anyway, so those are the 6 steps. Pretty easy to do. You can get this release trainer from Knock On. I think it was like $20 or something. Or you can just get a piece of wood and a string and make your own. So you have to make sure your draw length is accurate, right? So whatever your draw length is, you literally just measure this to here, and that's your draw length. It should match up with your bow if it's set properly. So if you don't know your draw length, the easiest way to, well, I can show you how to get your draw length, but it's kind of pointless if your bow doesn't have the proper draw length. So it should really match your bow. and you should use the same release when you're doing these drills as you shoot with every day or use every day. So I don't know how beneficial it is to show you, but I can show you. Typically you stand against the wall, your fist is against the wall, right? And fist against the wall like this, your shoulders up, right? So your elbow's a little soft, and then you're gonna stand straight up. You're gonna look forward to your target, and you have somebody measure from the wall back to the corner of your mouth, where your arrow should rest, where your nock should be, your string should be right about here. So you measure back to there, and that should be your draw length. Pretty standard. I've adjusted my draw length a little bit, a couple times. I got it close, and it was like something wasn't quite right. I adjusted it just a ½ inch, and it was perfect. So I don't touch it now, no need to. But again, this is not a video about draw length. It's a video about drills. So we're drilling. So that's my drills that I do with a release trainer. And again, it's all about getting reps in and getting good quality reps in. So you're not feeling good, get yourself a release trainer and just drill it, man. I take this thing on the road with me. If I fly, I'm not taking my bow usually. I have never taken it on a plane. Guess I could, depending on how long I'm going to be gone or if I'm going hunting. But you can stick this thing in your bag. And I was on vacation a couple months ago, and the person I was on vacation with was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm practicing. It's like, you're obsessed. I'm like, you're getting ready. It's going to take me 15 minutes to get in 30 reps max, and it's kind of the bar for me is 30 reps. I'm like, it's super easy. I stand in front of the mirror, or I set up my camera and I do my drills, and I look at it, just make sure that I'm on point. So if you do that every day, 15 minutes a day, on the days you're not shooting, and even the days you're not shooting, I got better with the drills, with the release trainer, and focusing on these 6 steps, right? Walking myself through it, each step at a time as I go through it. Boom, stance, grip, shoulder, anchor, peep, push, pull, follow through, right? You want to make sure you follow through. Your elbow should be going to the back like that. But I got a lot better just by drilling in addition to my shooting. So, as much as you can work on it, is the more comfortable you can get with this, and it becomes second nature. Like now I watch my videos, and I'm going through all the steps. Everything's spot on, and I'm not really even thinking about it anymore. Once in a while, typically when I start, I'll walk myself through it a few times, or if I'm off, I'll reset and walk myself through the 6 steps. But that's pretty much it. And like I said, there's a lot of things you can do. Anything archery related that can make you better when you're tired or you're somewhere where you can't shoot your bow. It's a great idea. So those are the things that I work on. I work on other things, work on my bow, work on arrows or whatever. I'm a little bit of a fanatic with archery stuff. Probably most people are that are watching this. So I do all kinds of weird stuff. So things I do with my broken arrows, make stuff out of the broken arrows. Made this back scratcher, pretty cool. I make pens, right? Pretty cool. And made this little tack hammer. It's got a point on the end. I don't know what it's for, but anyway. So yeah, so just practice, get your reps in, and you'll continue to get better. And again, check out Nock On Archery because they got good stuff. This is well worth the money. It's pretty cheap actually, and it's easily adjustable, so you don't have to make your own. $20 or whatever, you're good to go, and you can practice anywhere, anytime. So that's about all I got, and yeah, so I'll be back at some point with some other details about whatever the hell I'm doing. So thanks for checking out the video. Smash the like button if you like it, and tell your friends. I'm just here trying to share information. I get nothing out of this. I have no affiliate of Nock On Archery. or Matthews or any of the other people I talk about. I'm just sharing my experience. When you teach, you get better. I've been a teacher in other things in my life, and they make me much better by showing others and teaching others. So my goal is to share what I've learned, things that have helped me, and continue to grow myself. So by doing that, I can help people, help teach other people, and that's about it. All right, peace out. Take it easy.